Okay guys, these are our new baby bunnies. I have a little bit of an old sweatshirt in here to keep them warm. I had to rescue them. They're about 5 days old, and we had a terrible cold snap come through. And it really messed with us. We lost 6 newborn baby bunnies. These 4 we were able to save from the cold. And one of them actually prayed over and had to rescue from the brink of death, just like Lazarus or something, because that little guy right there, that little one right there, was, bless its heart, it was not even moving. It was cold to the touch and everything. It was awful. And I rushed him inside in this little wash tub and took him inside and got him warmed up with a blow dryer, actually. And I thought I was going to lose him. But here's what I've got going on. I've got a, I'm reintroducing my bunnies to their home. And I have adapted their nest box slightly so that they can have a safer time of it. I have added a flower pot to their nest box so that it has more of a roof. There's a little bit of a gap right there, and the rain was coming in on them. I have a tarp stretched over it, but I don't want the rain to get them wet again and get them cold like they were before. So I've taken a flower pot and just inserted the plastic flower pot into the basket, and my girls are over here asserting dominance over each other, my does. Rebecca, I need you to go inside and get the water bottle off of the dog kennel that we had them in. They're actually both females because they both just had a litter. But one has been out in the cage for a couple of days, and I've just reintroduced the other one. I may take and separate them. I have not decided yet, but I do have a partition, a wire partition that I have rigged up inside there that I can pull down and cover that window with. So here's what I'm going to do. This is my setup so far. I need to get a better latch for this, but right now I'm just using this chain. Okay, and this is my new rabbitry setup. I have taken one of those hooks that you use for hanging your bicycle in your garage with, and I put it up on the top, and that catches my door right there that falls down automatically when I'm not using it. Okay, I have a stick in here for chewing on. There's a bit of carrot. Here's my feeding box, and I have inserted it through the edge of the wire, and we're about to need some more feed in there. Okay. And what I did was I just cut a little hole right here and bent the wire upward and then inserted the bottom of the feeder through the wire. And actually, if you need to take a feeder out like I did over here, you can just bend it back down, and thus far I haven't had any problems with the bunnies trying to escape that way. And I have a little bird feeder nest that I put hay and alfalfa and stuff like that in from time to time, and I hang it on the side of their thing so they have something to play with. I've also put pecans and things like that in there for them to nibble on. And now I'm going to be taking the babies and putting the babies in their new nest box. And you can see they're really nice and fat. Okay, the mama, some of the original fur and stuff is still in there from where the mama originally lined the nest box. And I may need to help her out with this nest a little bit so that they don't spaz out and climb out. It has a bit of a lip down there on the bottom, you can kind of see right here. And I'm kind of positioning it so that they can stay in there better without falling out. Because if they do fall out, the mama has no way to get them back in there. She's not like a cat, I have discovered the hard way, much to my dismay. Okay. Oh, get over there with the others. So I will be back to check on them pretty regularly just to make sure that they are all doing okay and that they are safe and sound. And I will probably cover them with a little bit of her fur and some hay before I leave them alone, but you won't be able to see too much once that is done. Okay, I'm not going to put the cotton sweatshirt that I had them wrapped up in the house on them because I don't want it to get wet and sap their heat from them. Okay, but I think that they will be fine out here. The weather has warmed up. It's in the 60s now instead of down in the 20s like it was when they were born. And they could not survive in that kind of weather. It was icy, sleety, rain. It was a terrible, terrible cold front that moved in here. And there have been lots of blizzards and stuff like that with this cold front that came in from Alaska. So they almost did not make it. But these 4 have survived, and they are really, really cute and adorable. And I was very happy that they survived. I really, literally, I had to pray over them and lay hands on them, and it was very traumatic. But God spared these little 4, and we were able to warm them back up using a hairdryer and bringing them inside the house to keep them from dying so that they could regain their body temperature. Okay, now I'm going to take, and I've got, well, there's not much fur left in there. I had a little box in the house that I was using for them inside of a dog kennel to keep them warm and keep them from escaping. Now I'm gonna stand up here. I'm getting them all situated. They're kind of they do this little dog pile thing that they like to do to keep warm. And I'm gonna position some of the hay up around them to kind of make them a little bunny hole, if you will, so that they can keep nice and warm in there. Okay. And all this hay provides insulation for them to keep them nice and warm and cozy. And Mama Bunny will come in here. Her name is Ginger. She will come in here and feed them and take care of them once or twice a day. They are not like cats and dogs where they lay on top of their litter and keep them warm and all that kind of mess. They build them a nice little nest like a mama bird, and once the nest is built, they pretty much leave them alone except for at feeding time. So they can burrow back there as deep as they want to go, or they can find them a nice warm spot. You can see them. They like to dig and burrow already. They're doing their rabbity thing. And they will get all nice and comfy inside of all that hay and make themselves a nice little hidey hole. Okay, and there's Mama. She's watching to make sure that I'm not doing anything ugly. Now, apparently, according to my research, a rabbit's natural instinct is to flee when a predator attacks or something threatens their nest, because they want to lure... Okay. They want to lure the threat away. And right now, since I've just introduced the bunnies back to their cage, they're kind of having a play for dominance. And if Ginger wants to hop over here with her babies, I will lower that flap down so that Jenny will not give her a hard time. Go on, Jenny. Go on, Jenny. Go on, Jenny. Come on, Ginger. 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 Come on, girl. If she'll come back over here, I'll lower that door down, and that way Jenny won't be giving her a hard time anymore. Because Jenny has been out here for a couple of days by herself, and that might cause some strife to develop. She might be getting territorial. Bunnies sometimes do that. But anyways, as I was saying, if a bunny dies, if it's sterile, the mother tends to eat the young because she can't pick up and move the young like a cat can to a new location, okay, to a safer location where the whole nest won't be spoiled by the death of one. In the case of rabbits, from what I've learned and researched and read, they will kill the young. Well, they won't kill the young, but they'll, if the young dies, if the kits die, what they will do is they will eat the baby to keep from attracting predators, to save the rest. So it's not so much cannibalism as it is preserving the rest of the kits, because that's the only way they have to get rid of the decomposing body that will attract predators that are seeking out things like that. Okay, so we're going to leave them to do their thing, I think. And I hope the mama bunnies would be happy in here with the baby bunnies. And that's all. We're going to go pick up a giant Flemish today. So I'll do another video once I have her.